our graduate student speaker, Katie Russell. Katie joined our department in 2020 after completing her BA in linguistics with a minor in Turkish at Georgetown University. She's a phonologist with expertise in nasalization, tone, and both synchronic and diachronic explanations for phonological patterns. She carries out careful, community-oriented documentation work with West African languages, with special attention to Achan, a Kwa language of Cote d'Ivoire, which she began working on in 2019. Her dissertation focuses on phonetic, phonological, and morphological nasalization patterns in Achan, with insights into typology, formal representation, and the history of nasalization patterns. Her documentation work in collaboration with Achan community members and other Berkeley linguists has also led to an impressive Achan song and story corpus available online. In addition to her research, Katie has spent hundreds of hours training 48 total Berkeley undergraduate students in linguistic research through the LRAP program over the past few years. Many of them are here. Next year, Katie will be a postdoctoral scholar with the Scripting Coding Initiative here at Berkeley. Welcome, Katie.
First of all, thank you so much to Professor Sandy for that very kind introduction and also for being a huge part of the reason that I'm here today. This is a profoundly full circle moment for me, as when I was a sophomore at Georgetown University, my undergraduate institution, Professor Sandy joined the faculty straight from completing her own PhD in linguistics right here at Berkeley. She brought something very special with her from Berkeley to Georgetown, the initiative of the Linguistics Research Apprenticeship Practicum, which many of us know as LRAP. For those of you who aren't already familiar, LRAP is a program in our department which matches undergraduates with graduate students doing linguistics research. Since its inception in fall 2013, 75 graduate student mentors and nearly 500 undergraduate students have participated in LRAP. When Professor Sandy joined the Georgetown department, she introduced this new program, christening it GoldRAP, Georgetown University LRAP. As a very eager linguistics major, I jumped at the opportunity to participate, and I was assigned to the project Acoustic Analysis of Gabriel Tone and Labial Consonants, working with grad student mentor Maggie Oakley. Through this project, I learned about Gabriel, an endangered language spoken in a handful of villages in southwestern Cote d'Ivoire in West Africa. I spent hours and hours in my dorm and in the library making tiny adjustments in prot to line up segment boundaries, work that I now realize was quite tedious, but at the time I was so enamored with the entire research process and just so thrilled to be involved at all that I found it incredibly exciting. As I listened to the voices of Gabriel speakers, I imagined what their lives must be like. And these images turned into reality as I joined Professor Sandy on a trip to Cote d'Ivoire the following summer, kickstarting my future as a documentary linguist. Importantly, at every step, I was welcomed into the fray by my grad student mentor, Maddie, my faculty mentor, Professor Sandy, and other linguists around me like Professor Fiffner, who was a grad student at Georgetown at the time and taught the very first phonology class that I ever took. They met my naive questions with genuine interest and serious consideration, and they gave me the confidence to believe that linguistics research was something I could really do. In 2020, as Professor Sandy mentioned, I began a PhD program here at Berkeley. Coincidentally, she also came back to Berkeley as a faculty member at the same time. I knew that I wanted to help build that same empowering community that I benefited so much from by participating in LRAP, but this time in a mentor role. Since then, as you heard, I participated in LRAP over 9 consecutive semesters, mentoring 48 apprentices, many of whom I see today. We worked together on my dissertation research, documenting and analyzing Achan, a language spoken in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, about 200 miles east of where Gabriel is spoken. We spent hundreds of hours annotating video and audio recordings in Elon and in Prot, puzzling over transcriptions, translations, and glosses, and learning about the colorful world of Achan folktales, where mischievous rabbit and snake characters shapeshift and play tricks on unsuspecting people, and where each story ends in a moral, like don't underestimate the intelligence of your friends, or don't bother an elephant who's just given birth. Some perhaps more applicable than others to life at Berkeley. When I think about my time as a mentor in these research projects, and my time at Berkeley as a whole, what stands out to me most is not the number of hours or annotated files, but the community that we've built through enthusiastic conversation in those group meetings. Sometimes apprentices have come straight to these meetings from class, exclaiming, I just learned about this cool new concept in phonology or morphology, and look, it shows up right here in the Achan data. Or, I'm taking a course in web development. Can I use those skills to help build a website to house videos of these stories? Questions come out of the work itself too. Why does this morpheme here sound different from the same morpheme over here? Why does Elon break when I do this? Would this tonal alternation be analyzed as dissimilation, or is polarity a better analysis? Sometimes these questions end up leading to breakthroughs in our understanding of the language. Sometimes the conversation drifts away from linguistics altogether. But no matter the substance of the conversation, the result is always the same. Through this discussion and collaboration, we build a community together. And of course, these conversations and the relationships that result from them are by no means limited to participation in LRAP. The community in this department is also cultivated in lecture, in section, office hours, and advisory meetings, over nachos and drinks at Raleigh's, at slugs meetings and events, and through endless trips to Press and Alichi and Strata to grab coffee. Academia can be an isolated place. The work can be slow, the setbacks are frequent, and outcomes are rarely what you'd imagine they would be when you started the project. But when you're surrounded by a community like this one, the setbacks become more bearable, and the breakthroughs become even sweeter because you get to share them. When I look around today, I see not just a collection of incredibly accomplished and impeccably dressed graduates, I see a true community united in our fascination with language. I see my apprentices and students who have pushed me to articulate things clearly enough that someone encountering them from firsthand could grasp them, and to reassess my preconceived notions about language. I see my fellow grad students who have celebrated each other's successes and commiserated when things got tough. I see the faculty who have challenged us to ask hard questions and to push ourselves, but who have coupled those high expectations with an unwavering belief in us and our abilities. I see the staff who have kept everything running smoothly while always looking out for each and every one of us, not just as scholars, but as people. And this community extends far beyond the walls of Grinnell Hall, as I see the friends and family here today who have humored us by listening to us endlessly babble on and on about language, and who have loved and supported us through it all. As we step into a new chapter, I encourage everyone to cultivate this kind of community wherever you go. When people approach you with kindness, generosity, and the patience to help you grow and learn, take that gift, and then turn around and make sure to pay it forward to those who come after you. I'm standing before you today because of mentors like Professor Sandy, Maddie, and Professor Fittner, who lifted me up early on in my journey. And it's such an honor to stand here now and celebrate how hard each of us has worked to reach this moment. So thank you all for being part of the community of this department, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.